Hi, it's Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead, where today we're going to be making from scratch homemade granola. I don't know about you, I love the granola in the store, the ones that were more have natural ingredients. They're so good and tasty, and I thought I would go ahead and try to make my own. So first we need to do is turn on our oven to 350 degrees. We will be using a baking sheet that makes sure that it's got the sides up, you know, like on the sides here, or a baking pan that's got like that where it's flat. And we're going to be using some parchment paper over that to line it instead of greasing it. And now we're going to need to take a large bowl. Let me go ahead and turn the camera around so you can see it up close. First, we're going to need to take some old-fashioned oats, which I have right here. And we are going to need to put in 4 cups in our bowl. Now we need to go ahead and put in 1 cup of raw seeds. If you wanted to also add in some raw nuts, you could as well. And I would probably add in like half a cup of raw nuts. Like you could add almonds, pecans, but I'm just going to be adding 1 cup of raw pumpkin seeds is what I have here. And I've got it right here. I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to go ahead and stir this up. Now we need to make sure that we're going to add salt. We are going to add 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to mix that up. Now that the salt is all mixed in, we are going to add in half a cup of olive oil. Now you could add in coconut oil if you'd like. This is olive oil. I am using this one. It's just light tasting olive oil. And I'll mix that in. Now that that's all mixed up, we need to go ahead and add in half a cup of honey. Now you could use raw honey. That would make it taste even better and more nutritious. I have a lot of allergies, so my honey has to be processed. If I eat raw, my face turns bright red because the raw honey is full of pollen. But I'm going to be using this. You could also put in, if you wanted to, half a cup of maple syrup instead of the honey, but this time I'm going to be using the honey. So I'll go ahead and mix that up. Now that the honey is all mixed in, we are going to put in 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and then we are going to stir that. Now that the vanilla extract is all mixed up, we need to go ahead and pour it onto our baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Now that I have it in the baking sheet, I used a spoon to spread it out evenly. We are going to put it in a 350 degree oven, and I'm going to bake it for 12 minutes. And then I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put something on top of it. I'm going to be putting coconut flakes. That way the coconut for the last 12 minutes of baking, it can, crisp up and get toasted. If you don't want to add coconut, then you would just need to go ahead and put it in your 350 degree oven, and you would bake it between 21 and 24 minutes. Now that the granola is out of the oven, it's only been 12 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take half a cup of coconut flakes. I'm using unsweetened. Does not have to be this brand. This is the Meyer organic True Goodness brand. I'm using the unsweetened because we've already put honey in this recipe, and I think it would be too sweet if we used the sweetened coconut. So I'm going to go ahead and put in half a cup. I'm going to sprinkle it in on top, and then I'm going to stir it into the granola. Now that I've mixed in that unsweetened coconut flakes, I'm going to put it back in the 350 degree oven, and I'm going to bake it again between 10 and 12 minutes. Now that the granola is completely out of the oven, we're going to turn off the oven. We need to go ahead and let the granola cool about 45 minutes, untouched. Now that it's been 45 minutes, it is completely cool. I'm now going to add on some dried fruit. Now you can add any kind of fruit. I'm going to be adding some apricots. These are actually unsulfured. Now most apricots or most dried fruit, they put some kind of sulfur in it, which is not usually all natural. And so this one is not. So that means when you look at the dried fruit, it's more of a brown color. When they use the sulfur, it retains the color and it looks, of course, like it's a fresh apricot. But I want to keep as natural as I can, so I went ahead and just cut up a couple here, and I'm going to go ahead and top it off with some dried apricots. Now that I've got all the dried fruit on top that I would like, I'm going to go ahead and try to cut it into a couple of pieces, and we're going to have a taste test. Well, let's go ahead and try this granola. I still kind of left mine into like a piece, just so it's easier to pick up and show you. But it really does, you can break it up into tinier pieces. It just looks like the honey has just caramelized all over the bottom. And that coconut, when it was baking, oh my goodness gracious, it smelled so good. Let's go ahead and try it. That is delicious. I topped mine off with dried apricots. You could use dried cranberries, whatever dried fruit you would like to use. Well, thank you for watching. This was Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead. I hope you have a good day.